Hi, and welcome to the Rebellion. Episode 28 of Radio Rebellion, a Star Wars podcast. Thanks again as we're here to celebrate on this July 4th weekend, Independence Day weekend. Thank you guys for putting your beers down, not setting your house on fire with those homemade fireworks, taking a few minutes, spend it with me today, talking Star Wars, talking about the best celebrations in Star Wars. What else? It's Independence Day, July 4th. We're here to celebrate the birth of America. So let's talk about all those great celebrations in Star Wars. As always, I am your host, Alberto Calderon, and thank you guys for taking the time on this special holiday to talk Star Wars as we try to do every week, try to put some fun into it. Don't get too much into Star Wars Twitter, especially this week. There's some weird rumors, speculations, and don't worry, we won't talk about any of it. But thank you guys for being here. Everyone that's on the live chat, again, thanks a lot for taking your time today. It's a holiday. We're still going through all this craziness with a lockdown, but people are still going out, trying to have a good time. All the best to you, as long as you're being safe and all that. That's fine. So I appreciate when you guys are here and want to talk Star Wars with me a little bit. So what have you guys been doing this week, Star Wars related? For me, basically, I just been reading Shadows Fall, that second Alphabet Squadron book. It's taking me a little bit longer than usual. I've been taking it slower than the first Alphabet Squadron book. I read that in about 3 days, basically. So I'm taking it a little bit slower, not rushing it. I'll do a review of it probably in about 2 weeks. I should hopefully finish it next week. But next week will be a very special one for us here on Radio Rebellion, as we'll be joined by Natalie and Michelle from Force of Light Entertainment. They'll be right here live with you guys to start getting those questions ready, start setting that time aside. Next Saturday, July 11th, I believe it is, Force of Light Entertainment is going to be here. So before we get going with another short news week, wasn't a lot of news or actual Star Wars news, but before we start, let me see who's out there in the chat. Let me say hi to a couple of you guys. Dale Leatherman was here a little bit early. Dale, hopefully you're still around. If you're taking a nap, come on, Dale, wake up. It's showtime. Peter, as always, Peter Biox, JT Comling, thank you, as always, for being here. Michael Tumet2, you and me have issues on Twitter, but you're fine. You're one of the good ones. Eden, thanks also for being here today. Last week you joined in at the end, but thanks. So your question was a good one. New friend here, Oval Trice Gaming. Hello, it's Wannabe Jedi Podcast. Who invited you guys here? Get out. Who gave you the link to this? So Matt, Josh, whoever it is, thank you guys. Love spending time with you guys and hearing your breakdowns on all those great characters. And who can forget RFB, a Rudolph Farm Boy, Anthony. Thanks, Anthony, as always, for being here. And look, Dale wake up from his nap and he's here. Hello, Dale, how are you doing? All right, so Matt from Wannabe Jedi Podcast is here. Try to stay till the end. I have your question. We're going to be going through it. Very good question for everyone that's on the chat. I want to hear everyone's answer. I try to think about it a little bit, but there's a lot that they could be doing, so we'll see. All right, so with that out of the way, if you guys are ready, I know I'm ready. Let's talk Star Wars. So yes, Star Wars news. So like I mentioned at the beginning, it was a pretty slow news week again. But if you've been listening to this show for a few months or for a while, you know, I think last month or the month before on our news segment, we created a sub-segment of the news called This Week in Mando News, because it seemed like every week there was something new with The Mandalorian Season 2, rumors, they finished shooting, they're in post-production, it's gonna come out in October, then all the rumors of castings and all that stuff. But that stopped for a while, which is good because there has to be some surprises left for Season 2. But this past couple of weeks, I think we need another sub-segment, and it should be Star Wars Publishing. I think the last three of the last 4 weeks, the main news has been some sort of publishing update. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, we got From a Certain Point of View, The Empire Strikes Back coming out in late October, early November. That was the big news a few weeks ago. Then we had, of course, Star Wars Squadron, the video game. Last week, it was that first chapter from the High Republic, First Light of the Jedi book that came out. And then this week, the big news, or the main news for Star Wars, was the Mandalorian getting its own set of publishing materials. And there's a lot of Mandalorian books that will be coming out between fall and winter. I mean, late 2020, early 2021. And let me read through to you guys real quick from StarWars.com. And they say, StarWars.com is thrilled to announce a new publishing program dedicated to The Mandalorian, featuring books and titles for fans of all ages. The series kicks off this fall with releases planned through the winter and spring. No surprise, right? Mandalorian has taken over the Star Wars world since it came out less than a year ago. Everyone loves the Mandalorian. Come on, what else? Mando, the child, I had to represent today. So everyone loves the Mandalorian, even if you're not a hardcore Star Wars fan, everyone loves it. Baby Yoda is the greatest marketing material that they ever decided to use, and glad that it paid off, and the stories with the child are great. Mandalorian is great, so eventually we're going to be getting some more. So I wonder if they planned this ahead of time, even before Mandalorian came out and became as popular as it is, all these different publishing material, or if it's something that they started thinking afterwards, hey, this is really catching on, let's see what else we can do. This is probably things that they've been thinking about for years, or probably at least a little bit more. So I don't think this is reactionary to the response from The Mandalorian. But let me go through some of the books that will be coming out, or some of the publishing material, and then we'll discuss a few of them, because there's 3 that I'm very interested in. I'm pretty sure some of you guys will also. So first off, it's The Art of the Mandalorian, Season 1 by Phil Stosak, and the covers by Doug Chan, and that's going to be released December 15, 2020. The Mandalorian original novel is an adult novel from Del Rey, and the author is Adam Christopher, and that's coming out December 1st, 2020. We also have The Mandalorian, The Ultimate Visual Guide by Pablo Hidalgo, Mandalorian Allies and Enemies, which is a level 2 reader, which is going to be written by Brooke Vital, a Mandalorian 8x8 storybook, no title yet, also by Brooke Vital, a Mandalorian Junior novelization by Joe Schreiber, and the Mandalorian inspired comic books from Marvel and IDW. So for me, there's 3, like I mentioned, that I'm really interested in. And obviously, if you know me, if you follow this channel, I love the art of books. I have the last 3 from the sequel trilogy. I used to have the Phantom Menace one back in Puerto Rico, and I lost it. Let's not get into it. I'll start crying, get into a depression. But I love those books. You learn so much from the progression of the movie, or for this book is going to be for the TV show. You learn so much. They probably started this 2 years ago, thinking about everything. You see the progressions of the character, how much the creators put into it, the evolution of the story. Also, they might think it's going one way, then it goes the other, so they have to change the characters. One thing that I'm really interested in this art of book, we've learned from the Mandalorian documentary on Disney Plus, one of the episodes that we're talking about Grief Karga, how it originally was going to be an alien design, and speaking Huttese, I guess. And then they decided, no, we have this great actor, we need to show his face, which is great, because we know how great Grief Karga is. He's one of my favorite characters, the way he was played, that he was acted. He's, like I said last week, he's very dramatic, he's over the top. So can you imagine an alien going, Ocha, Ocha, oh, and then the subtitles, do the magic hand thing. Yeah, you need his face there. But I want to see that progression of Grief Karga starting off as an alien, and then no, it's not going to work. Let's go with a human actor behind it, or the different versions of the Razor Crest, or the different versions probably that the Mandalorian armor went through. I'm sure it started very Boba Fett-like in terms of colors maybe, and they decided to go with the original one before going then to the Beskar. So yeah, those art of books are great. So can't wait for that one. We also had the Mandalorian Ultimate Visual Guide by Pablo Hidalgo. Same thing, those visual guides add a lot to each character. You learn a lot from their backstories, which planet they come from, their anatomy sometimes. their armor, the clothes that they have, why do they wear certain things, more about each planet, how everything fits in the Star Wars universe, why this alien has a respirator or what type of breather. So those visual guides are also very important, and they add a lot to the story. So I'm also looking out for that one. But the main one I'm looking for, probably no surprise, is that Mandalorian original novel by Adam Christopher. I don't know too much about Adam Christopher that he's written, Star Wars or otherwise, but I'm sure that if they trusted him with this special project, he's a good writer, has a good story. So I first was thinking, is this going to be a novelization or an actual original story? And I think either Adam Christopher or Del Rey came out with a tweet a few days afterwards saying, no, this is our original novel, it's not a novelization. So my question for you guys is, since this is coming out in December, which is going to be probably after season 2 has already finished, do you think or do you want this original novel to be before season 1 of The Mandalorian or after season 2, setting it up for hopefully season 3? I don't know. I first wanted before season 1, but it goes to what a lot of Star Wars fans talk about, is keeping the mystery. Do we want Din Djarin's story to be a mystery, his origin story, or do we want to learn more and then season 1 becomes enriched because of it? We know a little bit when he's found and becomes a foundling. Is that going to be the novel, doing his progression with Death Watch and then moving up? Or is it going to be something happens in season 2, a cliffhanger or something, and then the novel picks up afterwards? So I don't know right now what I want. I think some of Din Djarin's or the Mando's backstory should stay quiet, not too much into it. Maybe is his time with the other mercenaries and the other bounty hunters that we met on episode, I want to say 7, but I might be wrong, the prisoner episode. So maybe it's that. There's a lot that they can do. So yeah, let's see. So let me check the comments. Let me see what you guys are saying up there. Let me find a new one. So before we get to it, Peter, hi, what's up? Alberto, what's up? Dale, Peter there saying hi to everyone. And then Eden asked that she's been playing Star Wars Episode 1 Racer in her Switch in her 4K. Oh, come on. I'm sure there's a lot of jealous people out there in the chat right now, and also my time. Oh, I gotta put this up. Peter, it's my time for my favorite part of every Saturday, Radio Rebellion. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it. Everyone that does either a YouTube channel, podcast, or anything knows that those reviews, those comments, like you just said, it's what gets us going. Sometimes we might be, maybe last episode didn't do as good as we hope. And then we hear things like this, Peter. Thanks again. Thanks to everyone for always showing support here on Twitter, on the podcast. Thank you guys as always. Matt, you're fine. You can stay for a little bit. We like you. Peter is banned but never Eden. Yeah, you can say that's from, who else? Michael from 2met2. All right, so Eden Gray adds, if you all don't follow Phil Stosak on Twitter, you're still missing out on lots of amazing behind-the-scenes sketches and art. That's true, and he replies to a few tweets if you ask him questions. I posted a few weeks ago when I was reading the Rise of Skywalker the out of book. There's a little, just in the corner, one page, a droid in this water town that was very similar to the one in The Mandalorian. The same droid in a fishing village. I kind of tweeted out, it's great that they repurposed this from Rise of Skywalker to The Mandalorian. He wrote back saying, no, this was done prior and they didn't mesh. It answered my question, at least, or my speculation. Anthony seconds Eden saying that, yeah, we got to follow Phil Stosak, so make sure that you are doing. And Anthony also adds, I'll take the Mandalorian story however it's told. I don't know how to say I want to see it. Yeah, I guess it's better to see it, but any Mandalorian stuff will see it. And also, hello to Mr. Rez is there. Thank you, Mr. Rez, for being. And Michael had to chime in with Mandalorian, the musical. Hey, I'm sure not the only one that just saw Hamilton on Disney Plus, or who knows, Mandalorian musical might be fun. I don't know how they will do Baby Yoda. I mean, they do it for the Lion King, so maybe. All right, so if you guys have another thought or another ideas, which type of books you're into or that you would like to see from The Mandalorian, let us know either here in the chat, later in the comments, on Twitter. If you're watching the live chat or later in the replay, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, all that fun stuff. And if you're listening to this on Monday or afterwards on the audio podcast, make sure to also subscribe and to leave us a rate and review. I would love to hear what you guys are saying. Like I've always said, it doesn't have to be a perfect review. If you have, hey, this is working for me, this isn't working, let me know. We'll try to adjust as we go. So with that said, let's move away. And I need a producer. I'm supposed to put this little Star Wars news going down there as I was doing my news, but I did forget. And since we're done with the news stories, then it's not needed. So yes, let's go to our main topic on this Independence Day and talk about celebrations in Star Wars. Oh, let me do it a little bit more dramatic. There we go. Let's celebrate Star Wars style. So yes, I was debating if doing a show on July 4th was the best way to go. Again, it's a lot of people doing a lot of different stuff. Maybe take a break. It's a holiday. I'm here in Florida. It's been raining all day, so I'm not going anywhere. So you say, let's go ahead and do it. What can we talk about? Celebrations. And it's not Star Wars celebrations that we all are bummed that they aren't happening this year, but Star Wars does have a lot of great celebrations, and I decided that if we're going to talk about them, why not do it in July 4th? So I started thinking, what celebrations have we seen in Star Wars? And of course, we have the medal ceremony, Return of the Jedi, the Yup Nub, or the Ewok celebration. And then I started thinking, there's a few more. There's a few celebrations out there that might be a little unconventional, not the ones you might be thinking of. And before we go into the big celebrations in Star Wars, I decided let's take a few minutes and talk about some celebrations in the Star Wars galaxy. And we'll go through this chronologically. That came out weird. In order. And just talk about them. If you guys want to jump in and say anything, we'll discuss them. But yes, so the first one from the Phantom Menace, and again, we're going with unconventional celebrations first, is the party after Anakin wins the big Bunta Eve Classic pod race. There's this big celebration. The first human that won a pod race or that survived and finished a race. Yeah, Anakin, let's hear from. You have Kipster there. Everyone's high-fiving. And then, you're free. You're not going to be a slave anymore. So now leave your mom, everything. We got to pack. Let's head out. So it was a very short-lived celebration, but all in all, it was a celebration in Star Wars, so we're talking about it. From there, we jump to Attack of the Clones, which is not a lot to celebrate in that movie, but still, there's a few. We start with the Petranaki Arena execution. That's a celebration, not for our heroes, but for the separatists back there. They finally have Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, Padme Amidala, that Rune Hawk and Newt Gunray have been wanting to kill for years. They finally have them. We're going to execute them. And instead of doing it in a back room somewhere, they have to have this big, elaborate celebration for everyone in this Colosseum in front of millions of weird flying insect thingies. And then we know what happens. Django kind of lost his head thinking about it. It's not my best. But yeah, that's a celebration. Again, not for our heroes, but the separatists did like that celebration a little bit before everyone got there. This party's over. Again, it was a party. It's a celebration. And also at the end of Attack of the Clones, we have the creation of the Clone Army. And the first time that we hear in full the Imperial March, signalizing the beginning of the Empire. So you have Palpatine, Mas Amedda, the rest of his crew. You have Bail Organa, a weird Greedo alien senator behind them. So they're there. There's a celebration again. All the clones are there. They're getting to the Republic's Star Destroyers. What's it? Venator class? Not Venator. Avenger class. Anthony, let me know which type of destroyers those were. But yeah, the music swells. An Imperial March comes in. You have the Emperor there, or Palpatine, the senator at the time, all his cronies with him, Bail Organa punching this side, very dramatic, music swelling. Yeah, that's a celebration. And then from There we jump to Return of the Sith. Again, not a movie known for its celebration, but we have two. One is right at the end, the Emperor smiling as Darth Vader takes his first steps in his full suit. So the Emperor finally, his plan has come to fruition. The Jedi are no more. He's taking control of the galaxy. The only one that might give me some problems is now my disciple or my apprentice. He really can't do anything. I broke him down physically and emotionally. He gives us little smirk. Not that big, maybe a little bit smaller. So yeah, the Emperor is celebrating. And right before then, which is part of Return of the Sith, so Revenge of the Sith, and also Rebels, is Empire Day, which celebrates the creation of the Empire. So that's a big celebration, especially in that Rebels episode. Matt from Wannabe Jedi, I know that Rebels is your show, so I'm sure you can agree with me. That's a celebration. Again, for the Empire, but the Rebels, they do their thing. And Peter asked, the celebration at the end of A New Hope is my favorite. I just got goosebumps thinking about the music. Still my favorite song from John Williams. Bang my head to that gong. So you're jumping ahead a little bit, Peter. We will talk about it. I'm going to give a little spoiler. That's my favorite too. It's my favorite music. I think Peter and I were on the same page. Yes. So yeah, after that we have, again, we go to Solo. My movie, Make Solo to Happen. Same thing as when Mace Windu says, this party's over. In Attack of the Clones, we have Dryden Voss. It's a party. I'm getting all worked up. It's a party. So that party at the First Light, Dryden's yacht, another great celebration in Star Wars. Force Awakens, we have General Hux speaking to the troops on Starkiller Base. The Resistance and the New Republic acquiescence. And he keeps going, bow down to the First Order. Boom. That's a celebration. If you're gathering all those people and making a speech, you're celebrating something. The end of the New Republic government. Oh. And then finally, we have the celebration, the Canto Bight Casino. Everyone's gambling. They're watching horse races or fatio races. So yeah, it's a celebration. So yes, those are my unconventional celebrations in Star Wars. And I agree, Eden, Dryden ship. Oh, we love that first slide. That yacht. That's what we need to just get a yacht. And Anthony asked that he loves the Rogue One Visual Dictionary and the story too. I do think I have the Rogue One Visual Dictionary. I haven't read it in a while, but yeah. All right, so let's go to what we're here for, which is the big celebrations in Star Wars, the main celebrations. And we'll spend a little bit more time talking about them, saying, like Peter said, why we like them, what's their meaning in Star Wars. And I want to hear from you guys also what you thought about all these different celebrations. So we start, like Peter said, with A New Hope. And, oh, actually, no, I'm skipping ahead. And, oh, I messed up I didn't add it. Doesn't matter. We'll do it later. We'll do it live. So the first one we're talking about is the Phantom Menace and the Peace Orb, as Naboo and Queen Amidala is handing the Peace Orb, or the whatever, something of peace, we'll call it the Peace Orb, to Big Boss Nass, and they celebrate the union for this working together, this symbiotic relationship between the Naboo and the Gungans. They sent away the Trade Federation. They defeated the Trade Federation blockade. They just killed Sith Lord, I think, was it the Master or the Apprentice? It doesn't matter. They're celebrating. They found the Chosen One, probably. Anakin's there. Palpatine is there. Hey, we'll watch your career with great interest. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's dressed up. Anakin has his little Jedi robe with his little half-inch braid. Again, the Gungans are celebrating. It's a celebration. What do you think they were eating there? Do you think the Gungans went with a plate of some weird colored clawfish or something to the Naboo, and they're like, oh, no, we need something a little bit more sophisticated. They have their separate party up in Theed Palace. They don't invite Boss Nass. Maybe Boss Nass, Jar Jar, and Tarpals. Maybe not, but yeah. Oh, Anthony said the Augie Municipal Band. Yeah, they're playing. That's a pretty good song also. So yeah, you got Augie's band playing in there. And And like Eden said, it is a very positive scene, seeing the peace orb and the music, everything. Again, it's Star Wars, it's John Williams, the music adds so much to it. But also we get what it means in the Star Wars universe, right? We have the beginning of Anakin's fall as he's taken from his mother, the Jedi basically taken from his mother. Yes, he's a better life, but still an 8-year-old kid on its own, losing his master in Qui-Gon Jinn. We've known all the backstory now from Dave Filoni. That father figure that he just lost is Anakin there as a father, a brother, just a teacher. So we have all that implication. We have a few notes from the Imperial March when Palpatine says that it's going to be watching Anakin's career with great interest. We have Yoda and the council there talking about the Sith. So it's a good ending to the movie. It's a great celebration, but it also starts adding more to what's coming next. So I think that's one of the reasons it's also a great celebration. People don't talk too much about it. Yeah, you just see Boss Nass holding up that piece of it. It was mirrored. We fall over and it's war all over again. All right, but now we move to, because there's really not a celebration, Attack of the Clones, an actual celebration. Revenge of the Sith, no celebrating in there. So then we move to my favorite, Peter's favorite, and that is the medal ceremony at the end of A New Hope. So there is so much to take from this scene. First off, it works great as its own ending. As we know, George Lucas didn't know if he was going to have a chance to make a sequel to Star Wars. This is the most expensive independent movie ever made. So it works on its own. If it ends there, there's no more Star Wars after it. It doesn't matter. The Darth Vader and Tarkin, which at that point are the villains of the movie, are dead, or at least Tarkin is dead. His big planet-destroying Death Star is gone. Vader got shot out of the system. Who knows where the hell he's going? The bright-eyed kid from Tatooine that just wanted to make more of his life got a chance to be the hero. He's there celebrating with the princess and his friends. The rugged cowboy Han Solo came back. He wasn't selfish. Chewbacca's there, no medal. We know later he gets it, but and the music, like Peter said. I want to say Twin Sons. I forget the name. The Binary Sons theme is my favorite theme in Star Wars. I think the way it plays with Luke, looking at the double sunset, is my favorite one. But here it's so bombastic, I guess. It picks up so great as they're walking in, going down the steps, and the music swells, and it's so loud, so, I guess, positive and emotional at that point. It's not the slow burn when Luke is looking to the sunsets, trying to figure his life and trying to make most of it. And the music is kind of that same reaction or that same emotion. Here's the end celebration, so the music swells when they walk in. And I think it works great. Like I mentioned, it's my favorite one. It does so much for that movie and then for the story going forward. So yes, the medal ceremony is my favorite one. And I forgot to say, I put out a poll on Twitter a few days ago to see what you guys thought was your favorite, not the best, but your favorite. And no surprise in the winner, which we're going to be talking about next. Surprise was that it won by a tiny margin, I think 38 to 35%. So I thought it was going to be a bigger margin, but no surprise. Before we go, I'm going to leave it there for a little bit in suspense, but I'm pretty sure you guys know which one won. But let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. I gotta go back because you guys are commenting a lot, and I love it. So let me spend a few minutes talking to you guys and see what you're saying. Eden Gray asks, right, the celebration of peace between these people and the victory for Naboo is overshadowed by the potential future of this kid from the desert. Again, that's a great observation. And people rake on the prequels for so long, but there's a lot to take from it if you start looking between all the big action scenes and that so dialogue. There's a lot behind it, and we'll talk more about the prequels at some point. Yeah, Peter, I want dun dun da da da. That song, that's the best song. I know some people out there might disagree, but for me, and don't tell me I'm wrong because this is Twitter and I'm always right. All right, Dale Erdman is adding, wait, why didn't Tripio get a medal? I mean, he's all gold. Do you think he needs more medals? He's a walking medal, so I think Tripio will be fine. Peter, I told you, Peter and I on the same wavelength. Tripio is a medal. You're right. Wedge didn't get anything, Anthony. Wedge, I'm gonna say something that might get me, but I don't. Yeah, Wedge is Wedge. I don't. I know some people love Wedge and all that. Like Mr. Rez is saying, poor Wedge. That's fine. I don't care too much about Wedge. And Michael Microphone to my tooth as double moons too. Yeah, double suns, double moons, double planet, double everything. 2 Skywalkers, now 3. Everyone goes there. All right, so like I was saying before, the winner of my little poll out there, like I said, no big surprise, is Yup Nub, or the Ewok celebration at the end of Return of the Jedi. So I just said, and I'll stand by it, that the medal ceremony is my favorite ending to a Star Wars movie. But I will add that this ending, Yup Nub, or the Ewok celebration, the celebration at the end of Return of the Jedi, is the best ending. This is the... I'll be careful the way I say it. I love everything that came after the sequels. I love everything. I'm fine with it. But this is the original ending to Star Wars. And I'm not saying it should have ended here, but no matter what George Lucas says, and again, it's not the way I want to say it. I know he had plans for the prequels and all that before, but never knew if it was going to happen. So the ending to Return of the Jedi is the ending of Star Wars, of that original plan of Star Wars. And it's the best ending by far. You have, before we go into what was added in the special editions, you have the humans, the rebels, celebrating with the Ewoks. You know how I feel about Ewoks. We're going to be talking a few. What were they feasting on during that celebration? The joining of those two cultures. We have the redemption of Darth Vader. We have Anakin being able to be a Force Ghost and reunite with his masters and his teachers and his friends in Yoda and Obi-Wan. We have Luke Skywalker looking past to the ghosts of, again, his masters and mentors in Yoda and Obi-Wan, but really for the first time seeing his father, seeing Anakin Skywalker on the other side, redeemed as an actual Jedi with 3 Jedi Masters. We have Luke with his sister, knowing what that means going to the future. We have Han Solo finally and Leia in love with no issues between them. The end of the desert, the end of the Empire. Everyone celebrating the battle is won, the galaxy has won. Then you go to special editions, all the different planets celebrating, the statue of the Emperor being toppled in Naboo. Nothing to do what's going on with statues in real world, right? Because Star Wars is not political, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And the music, of course, either Yup Nub or the other one. It's a great ending. I think it's the best ending in a Star Wars movie. It's not my favorite for the reasons I just said before, but I think the ending to Return of the Jedi is the best ending in Star Wars because it wraps up everything that has been happening in this whole trilogy, and it does it in a perfect way, at least in my opinion. I have Nando Calrissian with his clapping that no one else seems to be enjoying. But again, if I ask what were they serving in the Peace Orb celebration between the Gungans and the Naboo and everyone else that was there, what were they eating on that moon on Endor? Because if you saw my video about the worst alien species in Star Wars, those little, let me bring them back up. You see those guys? Those little furry guys? I don't like them for different reasons, but we know they're cannibals. They eat human flesh. They'll eat whatever they want. What were they serving the heroes of the rebellion? All the humans? The stormtroopers that they killed? That weird creature that they lured Chewbacca into? That's the novel I want. Ewoks, I'm coming for you. Speaking about Chewbacca, if Matt is still here from Wannabe Jedi Cast, and you guys do your Chewbacca episode at some point, you gotta talk. Why is Chewbacca the go-to every time someone needs to be enslaved or put on shackles? So where's Chewbacca? He's been typecast. Like when actors get typecast, oh, we need someone to play the villain. Giancarlo Esposito will do it. We need someone to do this. Oh, he will do it. Chewbacca, let's run through it real quick. I was thinking about this the other day. I know I'm going off topic. It doesn't matter. We're celebrating Star Wars. It's early. It's going to be a short show anyway. Chewbacca. So we meet him, if we go chronologically, in Revenge of the Sith. He's fine. He's helping Yoda with Starfall. Go in your shuttle. Go to Dagobah. That's fine. You're fine. Then we see him in Solo. He's the beast. He's been in shackles. He's been enslaved by the Empire. And Solo saves him. We know what happens. Then we jump to A New Hope when, hey, I have a plan. Let's put Chewbacca on Cup Slave. Let's see that he's our slave. We just capture him. We'll walk him around the Death Star. Then in Empire, he gets caught. He gets thrown in jail also. Then in Return of the Jedi, Leia brings him to Jabba. Hey, look what I have. The mighty Chewbacca in shackles also. Then, where else? Rise of Skywalker. Who gets taken? Chewbacca. Put on shackles. And I think I'm missing one more. But yeah, every time someone needs to be taken, it's always Chewie. Come on, Chewie. Stand up for yourself. All right. So, sorry. We're back to the show. So, Dale, you said it. They're murder bears and Yub Nub. Ewoks. Yes, Michael, you voted for Yubby? Yub Nub? Ah, man, who was it? Someone posted on that reply. I forgot. Was it Holo Chronicles that said Return of the Jedi for all the Death Star babies? I believe they have an episode saying why there's more babies in the galaxy after the destruction of both Death Stars, especially this one. Basically the same thing that happens after a Super Bowl win, that city has a lot of babies 9 months afterwards. So probably some people were getting it on while Lando was there clapping. Someone was on those huts, Death Star babies. So yeah, Teddy grants Peter. Peter saying that was Ewoks. Ewoks, that's fine. All right, so after, where were we? So after Return of the Jedi, then we jump to the new trilogy, the sequel trilogy, and we had a few celebrations there. The first one being the end of The Force Awakens, which I just basically wrote. Starkiller base destroyed. Everyone's having a party except Chewbacca because he walked past Leia. Nobody noticed. Him and Poe went to deal with Finn. But there they are. Everyone's celebrating that they destroyed Starkiller base. They came in, yeah. We won one for the little guy, even though 5 of our planets just got destroyed. Half our fleet is gone. But we're celebrating anyway. And let's send Rey to find Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. But yeah, it's a celebration. It's a very short one. Similar, I want to say a bit similar to A New Hope, because it's just the people there that are celebrating. In A New Hope, it's the people on Yavin 4 that are celebrating. Here's the staff that's at the car that are celebrating this big victory before 2 days later the First Order arrives and blows the planet to pieces. But they didn't know. They didn't have someone to tell them. All right, so after the celebration in the car, then we go to the final celebration. Oh, I gotta go back afterwards. I'll do it with this because it's The Rise of Skywalker, the ending on Agent Claus, or like I say, because there's really not a name for this yet, it's the party at Agent Claus, and that's a weird picture. If you're watching this on YouTube now, you have Poe, you have Rey, you have Finn, and then you have this wild hair coming out here. Oh man, sorry Finn, I should have given you a better picture. It doesn't matter. It's still a celebration, very similar to the one I just mentioned from A New Hope. They just destroyed, although the Final Order fleet. Emperor is dead, hopefully for the last time. Everyone's celebrating. Their friends are back together. You can see their faces there. Darcy in the background. Everyone's celebrating. Chewie gets a medal. I know he got a medal in the comics. There's really no one. Well, he's handed Han Solo's medal here by Mascanada. Everyone's having a great time. Hopefully, that's the ending, and everyone goes, I don't want to say their separate ways, but they go and do something else. Hint, hint. That's our question coming up in a few minutes from Matt from Wannabe Jedi Cast. But yeah, it's a great celebration. Again, it's the ending of this 9 episode saga. It's a great ending for this trilogy. We have the main cast or the main characters celebrating. You see that hug is very emotional for all of them. So yeah, I think it works for the movie. Excuse me. Then we have Rey doing what she does. We'll be talking a few minutes. But I forgot to talk about another celebration during Rise of Skywalker that I put it originally on the unconventional celebrations part of this, but it almost made it my list as a main celebration. And since I forgot to talk about it during the other segment, I'll talk about it here. And it was the celebration at Pasana. The Festival of the Ancestors in Pasana is probably the best celebration or the biggest celebration in Rise of Skywalker. You have Rey walking into a desert planet very similar to the one she grew up in, but she grew in isolation, no one really caring about each other. You have to fight to survive. And now she's in this desert planet full of life, full of color, everyone dancing, having fun, a lot of music. You can see how she's walking, how happy she is. Story-wise, we have the little Nagini. That's from Harry Potter. What her name was. Kind of, what's your name? What's your last name? I don't have one, just Rey. We know it goes to the end. And story-wise, it connects Kylo Ren to Rey as that the connection becomes more physical when he takes that necklace off. So yeah, the Ancestors, I just wrote it down. Festival of the Ancestors on Pasana is a great celebration in Star Wars. It's a great celebration in The Rise of Skywalker. So that does it, I believe, for the celebrations in Star Wars. And before we go to the questions, let me check in one more time with the chat and see what you guys are saying. Eden Gray, saw my face at the Force Awakens. Is that? Oh, sorry. It's something else. It's just people on the chat are having fun, which is why I like this one. And then Peter I cried during that scene, wet, full on waterfall. I'm guessing it's the ending to Return of the Jedi. So yeah, again, it was a pretty good one. And Eden also asked that the celebration at Pasana is so lovely. The best part was seeing Rey's smile so big. And I agree, it's how we met Rey at the beginning of The Force Awakens, going down the slope jumping inside the Star Destroyer, fighting to survive this desert planet. There's the Hapa boy drinking water, and then Finn tried to drink from the same water source because there's really no water or not abundant water out there in Jakku. So there being in Pasana, it's full of life. So her reaction to it is great. It's for everyone. So yeah, celebration of Pasana, pretty good one. All right, so that ends our look back at the best celebrations in the Star Wars story. And from then we jump on, like I always say, to my favorite part of the show, which is hearing from you guys, and it's Ask the Rebellion. So yes, as always, a few days before we start shooting, like we're doing actual shooting, before recording this show, I sent out a quick tweet to you guys and send me any Star Wars question or any question in general you guys want to talk about, and we'll discuss it here for a few minutes. Hopefully, I'll give you a reasonable answer. And if not, then sorry, it's just my answer. I can't return your money because you didn't pay for this, and it's just my opinion. But we try to have fun. We always keep it positive. And let's go. Let's get to it. So the first question comes from Wannabe Jedi Podcast, which Matt was here at the beginning, and he sent this question for us to go over. And it matches a little bit with what we talked at the end of the Rise of Skywalker celebration. And Wannabe Jedi Cast asks, after the Resistance/Galaxy won the day at Exegol, what do you think they did next? That's a great question, Matt, and always putting me on the spot with your question. It can be a simple one. What's your favorite droid? No, what was the Resistance and the Galaxy doing after Exegol? So there's a lot of things they could be doing. We know let's start with go character by character, the main ones. So we have Jana and Lando. We know what they're doing. Lando asks, hey, where you from, kid? I don't know. Hey, let's go find out. So they two are leaving. They're trying to track down where Jaina came from. Probably all the other or most of the other people taken from by the First Order, everyone that was on Company 77. The question is, does Finn join them? We know that Finn and Jana had a connection. He knows who Lando is. Oh, Lando, hero of the rebellion. So it wouldn't surprise me if Finn jumps on board, goes with Finn, Jana, and Lando, go finding where she came from, where all these other people that were children that were taken from by the First Order, where they came from. Maybe Finn finds out where he came from also. Again, that's a great story. It's a great book, something that we can read or do a TV show about it. But also we know Finn is force sensitive, so maybe he's trying to hone his skills. Maybe he's with training with Rey, trying to build up the Jedi Order, or just trying to get more in touch with his connection to the Force. So we don't know. Maybe he goes try to find some Jedi temples and learn that way. But I don't see. I don't think Finn stays with the rebellion as a general. I mean, with the resistance as a general, as he was promoted during the battle. I think he goes and does something else. He's not gonna stay put. I think he goes to find out either where he came from, help Jana and Lando, or then he tries to figure out what this connection to the Force really means. Poe Dameron, he is the new resistance leader, if you want to call whatever's left of the resistance. There's no government, so someone has to lead the government. Poe's not the person to lead a government. He's just going to be a general, maybe lead the army that comes afterwards. And that's the only reason he's staying. I think it's a promise to Leia that he was going to become more of a leader. He becomes a general, he leads the mission. So I think he stays because of Leia. If not, he's out of there. I don't think he's staying. Hopefully, let's go back a little bit and say, hopefully they learned from last time, although there are not a lot of the original rebels left to know, hey, the Emperor's dead, Death Star's dead, let's party. And they know there's always those fragments that survive. If you're reading Alphabet Squadron, you know there's a lot of fragments out there for the Empire. So is it the same thing for First Order? Hopefully they learned their lesson and they're not waiting to see what happens and then just celebrating. But there's no government. Someone has to come up with something. I don't think Poe is the guy. Maybe Darcy is the one, and Connix to start building the government. I think Poe just stays to be a general. Maybe not even that. He just wants to get on an X-Wing and shoot something. So I think Poe stays just to fly and help the army, if you want, or the Navy, if you want to call it that. But apart from that, Poe will probably head out. Hey, I did what I could. I'm just going to go and try to live my life. And then we have Rey. So Rey, we know, went to Tatooine with BB-8 and the Millennium Falcon, buried the lightsaber. She's not staying on Tatooine, so I don't want to hear that people saying that she's going to stay on Tatooine on Lars Homestead, digging out all that sand. She's not doing that. She went there out of respect. Buried the lightsaber. She created her own lightsaber. She paid her respects, like I said, and she's gone. She's not staying on Tatooine. So what does Rey do? She doesn't stay with the Resistance. Again, I don't think that's her life. She's finally free. She knows her past. She knows where she came from and where she's going forward. She's not a Palpatine. She's not Rey from nowhere. She's Rey Skywalker. She was found family, as we always say. She has this connection with Finn. Are the two of them doing something together? I don't know. If she's there by herself, she might go back to Agent Claus and pick him up and go from there. But I don't think Rey stays with the Resistance as a Resistance member to help them build up. She's finally free to go live her life, and I think she's going to do it. So I know a lot of people say, oh, Rey's going to try to rebuild the Jedi Order. So where do you even start trying to do that? Because there's no Jedi Temple anywhere. There's no list that they used to be on the library, on the Jedi Temple library, telling you who's the Force-sensitive kids out there in the galaxy. How is she going to find out all these supposedly Force-sensitive kids that are out there? She's going to put an ad on the HoloNet. Hey, Anonymous, looking for Force-sensitive kids. If you have dark side tendencies, need not apply. Is that the way they do it? I don't know. Maybe. Is that how they find this guy? Child. That's why they didn't know, because he didn't fill out an ad. So yeah, I don't know how she's going to rebuild the Jedi Order. Maybe she and Finn start training and start finding people that way. We have Broom Kid. Tamar Bragg, Broomkid. He's more sensitive. Maybe that's, again, I don't know. I don't see Ray staying with the Resistance. I think she's gone. She's suffered enough. She's gone through a lot in this past, 2 years in this trilogy, more or less, a year and a half. I think she needs a break. She's going to take it. So, yeah. So, what do you guys think the Resistance heroes are doing? So, here we go with Petranaki saying, nah, the Rafin Pohog. Oh, yeah. So, going back to your comment about getting emotional, yeah, that's a great scene. The ending to Rise of Skywalker is a great ending. It does get you emotionally, especially that first time you see it, or also when I saw it, it got me. So, yes. Peter also added, if the Alphabet Squadron books are any indication, they drank their gunks off, maybe. Again, it's a celebration. They gotta get to drinking. That's Chestnut Chalik. So all she does in that book is drink, drink, drink. The Grisk coming, are just the ones from Thrawn coming all the way from the unknown regions. You can get the Grisk. That'll be great. Eden Gray asks, what Finn is still a general, but him and Poe take turns as they each go out on their own missions. That's what I think. Anyways, again, it's a great, might happen. We know Poe and Finn also have a good connection. They're great friends. So maybe Finn finally gets to live also the life that he wanted. He's no longer a slave to the First Order. He's now a general. So he gets to tell others, not tell, but he gets to lead others instead. So maybe Poe and Finn does help rebuild the Resistance and the government, or at least go on missions trying to find new leaders. So yeah, maybe. And then Eden also added, I don't think Rey will rebuild the Jedi Order. She doesn't even know what it is. She'll do her own thing. I think you and I both agree on that point. All right, so our second and final question comes from Mackenzie Power at Mackenzie Power 1, who writes, that's what I put as a lead-in. Right, so Mackenzie Power 1 writes, do you think there's movies inside the Star Wars universe about the adventures of the Skywalkers called Star Wars? No, but let's have some fun with it because it is a good question. It is a fun question. So we know there's entertainment in Star Wars, and if we take our own lives into it, there's documentaries about World War I, the Vietnam War, Zero Dark 30. We have all these great war movies that talk about a lot of the heroes from the past. So why not documentaries in Star Wars talking about the Skywalkers? Well, a documentary about the destruction of Death Star 1. And they go through they found this person that says they survived the attack, and they start describing everything as a number one seller. Maybe they do one of those movies like they always do, based on real events, based on a true story, the story of the heroes of Scarif or something like that, and they cast someone to play. Cassian Andor, right? They make a Cassian Andor movie with Gene, and for some reason, because it's a movie, has to have a good ending, a positive ending. Somehow they survive the explosion of Scarif, and it's one of those movies that they have to ban on Coruscant, just like they ban movies in China. They have to adapt it to that government or that place. They have movies that are positive toward the rebellion. They have to change them or ban them on Coruscant because they don't want people believing all that stuff. So yeah, I think there are movies in the Star Wars universe based on what's been going on. Who knows? Maybe that's what Poe and Finn get into. You know what? Forget all these battles and trying to survive and fight against all the weird people out there trying to kill us. Let's go into movie business. We've lived a pretty good life. We can make 5 movies out of this. Your time on with the First Order, with Captain Phasma. What is that like? If she ever take her helmet off? I'll talk about my time with the Spice Runners. Maybe they go into film production and make their very own movie, and then they make something about Luke Skywalker. I'm sure someone tried to make a movie about Luke Skywalker at some point. I mean, how does news get out to Jakku for Rey to know, oh, Luke Skywalker, I thought he was a legend. Maybe there's movies about them, about Luke Skywalkers and the heroes of the Death Star 1 roaming around in the holonet that we don't know about. Who knows? Maybe it's a good question. Can get a lot of fan theories into it. But yeah, movies in Star Wars. I think there are some. And I would love to hear your thoughts about what movie, if you were in the Star Wars universe, you were whatever character you want or whatever time frame, and you get to make a movie about what happened, about a certain event in the Star Wars galaxy, what would it be? You try to do a movie about this kid from Tatooine that, against all odds, survived the enslavement of the Hutts to bring his father back to the light and name it, I don't know, something. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Jump in the comments later and tell me which type of movies we might see in the Star Wars universe. All right, so I think that's it. Thanks again to Matt from Wannabe Jedi Podcast and to Mackenzie Powers for their great questions on this July 4th, Independence Day, as we talk about Star Wars best ending celebrations, best celebrations in Star Wars. So, as always, thanks to you guys on the chat for taking 55 minutes, close to an hour to spend with me on this holiday. Love talking to you guys. Hopefully you guys like spending some time with me, talking Star Wars, talking nonsense, having fun. We keep it positive. Star Wars, there's good things about it, there's bad things about it, and where there's things that we don't agree with, we'll talk about them also. But we always try to keep it positive, focus on the things that we do like. All that negativity out there, people complaining about, I'm not even gonna get to it. I said on Twitter, I'm not gonna talk about it. So everyone out there, I don't want to say falling, but following all these rumors and things that supposedly happen or are going on, stop. Enjoy what they put in front of you, movies, books, TV shows, watch them. If you don't like them, hey, I didn't like this one, wasn't for me. Let's go to the next one. I only like the original trilogy, and let's just watch the original trilogy. There's no reason to bash others for liking something you didn't like. And with that, I'm going to end it. And as always, thank you guys again. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're watching this now on the chat or watching it later. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, same thing, subscribe so you get reminders when this comes out on Mondays. And also leave us a rate and review. So follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Radio Rebel Pod, my personal Twitter account at Twitsbyac. And if you don't know how to find us on YouTube, just search Radio Rebellion Podcast and it should show up. You can watch this episode. We got about almost 30 other videos that we started months ago, so make sure to watch them. And thanks. Stay safe, especially today if you're trying to do some fireworks. I know we all love Star Wars. We don't want to end out like those Skywalkers, missing our arm or anything. So be careful, be safe, stay safe, and may the Force be with you. Oh, sorry, let me do this again. May the Force be with you. Ah!